pit like this, and there was a crew of us that were probably 7 or 8 of us in a mortar crew.
Going through photos, it's easy to tell how vividly Tom Morrison of Winslow can describe his service in the Army infantry with others across the U.S. and the world.
Here's a picture of myself with what was called a blooper. It was a grenade launcher. The thing about it was you were like a brotherhood, you know. You deeply cared for each other, and you'd do anything, you know, to protect each other.
At 25, Morrison left school at Oakland City College to join the 1st Infantry Division Bravo Company in Vietnam. Over 1 year, outside of building the occasional bunker and the daily sweep of the land during the day, nightly rounds surveying the dark for enemy mortars was just one of the jobs Morrison had.
You would go over there and set the gun up, shoot 2 rounds, and then turn around, shoot 2 more. You do that for 2 hours, and then go, if you could go back to sleep, good luck. Then they'd wake you up, you know, 4 hours later, you get up and do it again. You do that every night.
Out of all those long, tedious nights firing off shells, the night of July 19th, 1968 is one where Morrison became a Bronze Star recipient. While on his way to fetch water to keep his gun's barrel cool around 11 p.m., Morrison ran through enemy fire.
You're thinking, I got to keep that gun, I got to get that barrel cool. And so I ran through stuff like that, and we eventually got the gun going.
He eventually took down enemy targets as others were shooting him. Morrison has the medal to this day, keeping as a lifelong reminder of always looking out for his fellow infantrymen.
Somebody says, well, that was really brave. There was no bravery in it. You were doing what you were trained to do, and you're trying to protect all your buddies, you know.
Returning home a year later, Morrison was like many who did not receive any warm welcome, just the occasional, quote, welcome home brother from fellow vets. It was not until much later where plenty had thanked him for his service, like countless other Vietnam vets. That includes the countless students he taught at Pike Central High School for 33 years.
Once the kids found out that you had been in Vietnam, good grief, you know, they would want to get you off the subject, you know. Tell us a Vietnam story.
Perhaps among the most meaningful is being reunited with this hunting knife. He bought it in his early 20s, had it sent to Vietnam, but could not come back home with it. After leaving it behind, the knife sat in someone's collection for 40 years. But about 15 years ago, someone bought the knife from an eBay auction, did not want to keep it, and eventually brought it back to the Morrison family. The same knife and sheath with tiny holes, just as he had left it back in the late 60s.
This is the knife I had in Vietnam. Because if I hadn't cut those little holes right there, I would have never known it. I couldn't have proven it. But I remember absolutely cutting those, and I remember lots of times looking at those things.
Memories, from shooting artillery to the Bronze Star to reuniting with his Vietnam knife, all lasting a lifetime. Reporting in Winslow, I'm Ben Walls, Eyewitness News.